The truth of Advaita Charya has been described in 2 verses. It is said, well, this is Srila Prabhupada giving the overview of the chapter. It is said that the material nature has 2 features, namely the material cause and the efficient cause. The efficient causal activities are caused by Mahavishnu, and the material causal activities are caused by another form of Mahavishnu known as Advaita. That Advaita, the superintendent of the cosmic manifestation, has descended in the form of Advaita Charya to associate with Lord Chaitanya. When he is addressed as a servitor of Lord Chaitanya, his glories are magnified, because unless one is invigorated by this mentality of servitorship, one cannot understand the mellows derived from devotional service to the Supreme Lord Krishna. So in other words, Lord Chaitanya came to this world to, deliver this, to give entrance to the people of the world to these mellows of devotional service. And in the mentality of a servitor. So the associates of Lord Chaitanya, including Sri Advaita Charya, is in the same line, completely in sync with Lord Chaitanya in teaching this servitorship, to be able to enter and to understand the mellows of devotional service. So Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj. I offer my respectful obeisances to Sri Advaita Acharya, whose activities are all wonderful. By his mercy, even a foolish person can describe his characteristics. All glories to Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Lord Nityananda, all glories to Advaita Acharya, and all glories to all the devotees of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In 5 verses, I have described the principle of Lord Nityananda. Then, in the following 2 verses, I describe the glories of Sri Advaita Acharya. Lord Advaita Acharya is the incarnation of Mahavishnu, whose main function is to create the cosmic world through the actions of Maya. Because he is non-different from Hari, the Supreme Lord, he is called Advaita. And because he propagates the cult of devotion, he is called Acharya. He is the Lord and the incarnation of the Lord's devotee. Therefore, I take shelter of him. Sri Advaita Acharya is indeed directly the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. His glory is beyond the conception of ordinary living beings. Being a reservoir of all auspicious attributes, Sri Advaita Acharya is all auspicious for the world. His characteristics, activities, and name are always auspicious. Srila Prabhupada comments. Sri Advaita Prabhu, who is an incarnation of Mahavishnu, is an acharya or teacher. All his activities and all the other activities of Vishnu are auspicious. Anyone who can view the all auspiciousness in the past tense of Lord Vishnu also becomes auspicious simultaneously. Therefore, since Lord Vishnu is the fountainhead of all auspiciousness, anyone who is attracted by the devotional service of Lord Vishnu can render the greatest service to human society. Rejected persons of the material world who refuse to understand pure devotional service as the eternal function of the living entities and as actual liberation of the living being from conditioned life, become bereft of all devotional service because of their poor fund of knowledge. In the teachings of Advaita Prabhu, there is no questions of fruitive activities or impersonal liberation. bewildered by the spell of the material energy. However, persons who could not understand that Advaita Prabhu is non different from Vishnu wanted to follow him with the impersonal conceptions. The attempt of Advaita Prabhu to punish them is also auspicious. Lord Vishnu and his activities can bestow all good fortune, directly and indirectly. In other words, being favored by Lord Vishnu and being punished by Lord Vishnu are one and the same, because all the activities of Vishnu are absolute. According to according to some, Mangala was another name of Advaita Prabhu. As a causal incarnation, or Lord Vishnu's incarnation for a particular occasion, he is the supply agent or ingredient in the material nature. However, he is never to be considered material. All his activities are spiritual. Anyone who hears about the glories, anyone who hears about and glorifies him becomes glorified himself. For such activities, free ones of all kinds of misfortune. One should not invest any material contamination or impersonalism in the Vishnu form. Everyone should try to understand the real identity of Lord Vishnu. By such knowledge, one can obtain the highest stage of perfection. So, one of the things that is explained is that, so this idea that um, that Lord Vishnu, Mahavishnu, is the source of all the creations in the material world. So Mahavishnu he lies in the Kosha ocean, Karanadaksha, the Karuna ocean, and that's beyond the material world. So it's a picture of Lord Vishnu, Mahavishnu, in this transcendental slumber, floating in, or no, actually submerged in this water, and as he breathes out, the many bubbles comes, and each of those bubbles are universe. And then when he breathes in, all these bubbles comes into his body. So is that now when the bubble is formed, then Lord Mahavishnu glances at the material energy, and then creation. It is explained that with that glance, he inject all the living entities into the womb of material nature. That glance is a personality, is an extension, is an expansion of Lord Mahavishnu that is called Sada Shiva. So that Sada Shiva is the original cause of Lord Shiva. Now, that Sada Shiva is non different than Lord Mahavishnu because it's an expansion of Lord Mahavishnu, but it's for a specific purpose. It's through Sada Shiva that the living entities get injected into the womb of the material nature. Now, it is explained that the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, never comes in contact directly with material energy. There is no, he is transcendental. Transcendental means that there is no a direct involvement like that. So the form of Lord Vishnu, or this Sada Shiva, that comes in contact with material energy is Lord Shiva. Therefore, Lord Shiva is explained that is like yogurt. When you combine milk, so Lord Vishnu is compared like milk. So when you combine milk with some sour element like lemon juice, then that milk becomes curd or yogurt. And so it's not milk, but it's also a transformation of milk. So Lord Shiva is this Sada Shiva in the moment that is connected with the material energy. So it's not exactly milk, but it's not different also in one sense. It's still, the transformation of milk. So this Sada Shiva is Advaita Charya, is explained. And therefore he's a Vishnu Tattva, none different than the Lord, none different than Lord Mahavishnu, and is also considered as a cause of the whole material creation. There's more to read, but time is passing. But we know that it was Sri Advaita Acharya who caused the descent of Lord Chaitanya, and by calling loudly and worshiping him, Lord Krishna in very loud voice, worshiping him through offering Ganges water and tulsi leaf to his Shalagram Shila. And especially highlighted is Advaita Acharya's mood of being the servant of Lord Chaitanya. But Lord Chaitanya's mood also is that he will also see himself as a servant of Advaita Acharya. So it was part of the whole mood of the teachings of Lord Chaitanya of who we are. Uh, um, what is this? We are dasa, 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 anudas. So we are a servant of the servant of the servant of the Gopi Bhartur, Kama Padadayor. We're a servant of the servant of the servant of the Gopis and of Vrindavan. Like that. So that's the mood of Lord Chaitanya. That's the mood of all the associates of Lord Chaitanya. And so Advaita Acharya. Sri Advaita Acharya Prabhu Ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Premanandi.